I'm Shiv, and I'm a former medical student at Johns Hopkins, which is where I met my co-founder, Ryan. And we started a company called Osmosis, whose simple mission is to empower your future clinicians with the best learning experience possible. How many of you have ever looked something up online related to your health? Just raise your hand. Great. Well, right now, if you were to look up, go to YouTube and look something up like hypertension, Osmosis videos will be one of the first things you see, if not the first result. We have over 500 videos ranging from atrial fibrillation to Zika virus that were produced by the team that used to run Khan Academy Medicine. And basically, the reason my co-founder Ryan and I started Osmosis was that, simply put, learning medicine is difficult. That's why it takes so many years for somebody to become a physician or a nurse. And the 4 reasons why I think learning medicine is different than learning, say, language or math is, first, the knowledge base is doubling every 7 to 10 years. You guys have heard of the microbiome? 20 years ago, we weren't really talking about the microbiome, and now that's big news in gastroenterology and neurology. So whole fields are being discovered. Second, what you do learn, when I was learning in med school, is half of that information tends to get out of date within 5 years. I showed you the hypertension video. In November, the guidelines for hypertension changed. So all the clinicians who treat people and patients had to update that knowledge. Third, because it's not competency-based education, it's really time-based education, and it takes so long to train a clinician, the median debt of my graduating classmates was about $200,000, which even with a relatively high salary can influence specialty choice, which is one reason we have so many plastic surgeons in Manhattan and not as many primary care doctors in Arkansas. Number 4, once we even train these clinicians, medical error is still the 3rd leading cause of death. And a lot of that's systemic, but some of it can be traced to not applying the latest guidelines in the care of patients. And so Osmosis was built as an electronic personal assistant that, as one of our students says, every med student would attempt to create if they had the time. So I'm going to show you a quick video. This is 2 minutes about Osmosis, the platform, and it's also going to give you an insight into the type of video we produce.
All right, so if you're in med school, you know that there are a ton of things to keep track of, like coursework, board exams, clinical rotations, and a million resources to choose from. It's way too easy to get overloaded on flashcard apps, question banks, lecture slides, video libraries, books, anatomy atlases, and note-taking tools, to name just a few. And that's where Osmosis comes in. It's the only program that combines everything into one ridiculously powerful platform. It's like your own personal learning assistant. Okay, as an example, let's say you have a dense PowerPoint from class. Wouldn't it be sweet to just throw it through a filter that extracts the key concepts? Well, Osmosis can actually do that. When you upload your school documents, it analyzes them and gives you back a list of concepts, organized by topic. Not only that, it automatically recommends the most relevant flashcards and practice questions, mnemonics, reference articles, pathophysiology videos, and even patient videos based on your curriculum so you can streamline your studying. As a little side note, you can also create your own questions and flashcards, and then share those with your classmates. That's all well and good for class, but what about the boards? Well, Osmosis happens to be an absolute pro at putting together study schedules. Just tell it when you're taking the exam, when you want to start studying, and how long you want to study each topic for, and it'll give you back a super detailed study plan, suggesting both what to study and when to study it. And yes, Osmosis even gives you checkboxes to mark off when you're done with something. And as if those checkboxes weren't enough, Osmosis even follows you into clinical practice, and it'll push relevant clinical questions to your phone during your rotations, so you'll always be oh so fresh on what you need to know on rounds. Best of all, Osmosis never gets tired. It never forgets, and most importantly, it always has your back. Osmosis's main mission is to help you dominate med school and become an awesome clinician. It's as simple as that.
Great, and so the value proposition that we provide is, first, we have the highest quality library of medical education videos. And again, we took basically all the lessons that Khan Academy Medicine, all the mistakes they made, and fixed them with Osmosis. So we're growing a lot faster than even Khan Academy Medicine was. The second is we have this proprietary learning platform that has a lot of unique aspects to it that really appeal to clinical learning. And then third is we have grants. We just got a renewal from the Hewlett Foundation on a grant because a lot of our content is actually OER. In terms of the business model, we have over 15,000 paying subscribers, mostly medical, nursing, pharmacy, dental, and PA students. And then also over 24 institutional partnerships, ranging from clients like University of Michigan to Curtin University in Australia to schools in Doha and Switzerland. And we also get content sponsorships on many of our videos. So Kaiser Permanente, University of Arizona, and University of the Pacific are some examples of organizations that have sponsored our videos. In terms of our traction, we have over 550,000 YouTube subscribers. That's up from last year when I was presenting at ASU GSV. We had about 200,000 YouTube subscribers. We have over 200,000 registered users, and our revenue is between the $2 and $4 million range. The field for clinical learning is growing. So there's a shortage of clinicians worldwide, and so more and more people are enrolling to become clinicians. So the overall market size is increasing. In terms of the leadership team, my co-founder Ryan and I were medical students at Hopkins. He's been programming since he was 11. And then Rishi is our chief medical officer. He was the head of Khan Academy of Medicine when he joined us about 2.5 years ago. In terms of our investors and advisors, we have some former business school professors of mine. The guy who started Medscape, and the woman on top left is she just finished a 5-year term as the head of the American Board of Medical Specialties, which certifies over 800,000 physicians in the US. We've been 2 to 3xing revenue and user growth year over year, and we hope that this year is no different. And so by 2020, we want to be a 30 million plus revenue company. And this is the last slide. It basically shows, our second to last slide, that our net promoter score is actually about 62. We get a ton of really good reviews, not just from medical students, but as you can see here, people who are going to apply to PA school, people who are currently in nursing school. And one of the most interesting things, too, is patients and family members, people who are taking care of elderly parents, sick children, or themselves. And so we have a lot of potential to not only empower the world's clinicians, but also their caregivers. So thank you for your time. Again, I'm Shiv. You can contact me at hi@osmosis.org. Thanks.